I didn't plan on making this video directly about the president, but something popped up that I at least wanted to include this because, well, let's face it, both of these topics that I'm going to talk about in this video are because of things that the president did. So among the many executive orders that Trump has passed since he returned to office, one of them designated drug cartels as terrorists, which I think is great. They are terrorists. They've done a lot of damage to America, especially with their fentanyl bullshit. And they are one of the biggest suppliers of that to the country. And it causes a lot of problems. However, the New York Times decided to jump in and try to do a defense for the cartels on why you should feel bad for them. How labeling cartels terrorists could hurt the U.S. economy. Imagine writing this. Imagine trying to sit down and find a way to spin this as a bad. And their point is that this could cause a lot of problems finding them and cause them to stop using electric methods such as credit cards and going to cash. And it's going to make it hard for businesses to do business with Mexico. Imagine sitting down and writing a defense for people who are the biggest suppliers of drugs, a major supplier. I don't know if they're the biggest. Let's just call them a major supplier. Contributing to tons of deaths in America because of overdoses and really contributing to the health crisis that we have. Everybody's got something going on, but we've got a really bad one here thanks to all the shit that comes in from this country. Problems with tons of crime and violence, including human trafficking. Tons of corruption, security, public safety, tons of stuff. But hey, the New York Times, they're so desperate to try to smear Trump that they're putting out garbage like this. Congratulations, New York Times. I've seen a lot of shit, and I've covered a lot of garbage. But man, you, sir, madam, who wrote this article? Oh, a man and a woman. Reporting from Mexico City, no shit. Congratulations. You are the winners of the Tard Award. This might be one of the worst pieces of garbage I've seen yet. But now let's get to something a little bit more funny, which is TikTok refugees. So, remember, TikTok went down for a minute. This caused a bit of a panic, even before it went down. A lot of people on TikTok were trying to figure out what they were going to do. So they started to migrate over to this alternative called Rednote, which is also a Chinese app. Though the difference between this one and TikTok is, well, one, Rednote is kind of a TikTok Instagram combo. It's got some Instagram features as well as TikTok features from what I understand. So you can do a little bit more. And most importantly, it doesn't filter Americans and Chinese. So if you are an American and use this app, at least for now, you can interact with people from China and vice versa. TikTok, you can't do that. On TikTok, you're actually filtered out. TikTok is like its own thing, I think, outside of China. I think the TikTok Chinese app is filtered. I think it's just them. I could be wrong on there. But either way, not a lot of interaction between Chinese and Americans on TikTok. So China is actually worried that American users might corrupt their youth. Imagine that. They're worried about it over there. Unlike here. Well, China, of course, has a tight control on their citizens. So to an extent, we also do as well. Here, And, I don't want to get into all that, but there was some funny stuff that happened here. So imagine that, like TikTok users, there's a reason you have an account that's really huge on X called Libs of TikTok. There's a lot of woke-ass people on there. And they went on there, they've been leaving comments on, so apparently, I didn't know this, but Rednote is, the majority of the users on there are women. And now you've got all these Americans going on there saying shit like how you say mommy in Chinese, like in a horny way. So they're all going there like hitting on the women and saying stuff like that. You also have woke people going over there and trying to explain the way things work here. Like this comment exactly was one that I got a real kick out of. But not all political interactions are going smoothly. And the reason they say that is because before I guess, a lot of discussion around that Luigi guy that shot the United Healthcare CEO was going on. And this is an example of another political interaction. So, an LBGT American user who posted a video about queer issues on the platform was told by Chinese users, don't promote LBGT in the platform. We don't like it, and just don't talk about this to everyone. Being somewhat friendly, but not all interactions have been going friendly. Basically, you've got people going over there, and as much as these people talk about colonialism and trying, like, America trying to change people's views, they're doing exactly what they do in Japan, where they try to change the way that the Japanese think, or they're doing the same thing but the Chinese users. The difference is China's going to cut that out. They've already told this Rednote platform that they want the Americans filtered to their own server. So they want to separate the Americans and the Chinese users. So, like, hold on a second. We don't want them moving any kind of identity politics over there because China's really strict on that. They don't allow that over there. You also have people posting Winnie the Pooh stuff, which is kind of funny because, of course, the Chinese president is very upset that people compare him to Winnie the Pooh. So there's also some funny stuff going on there. They banned that guy, though. Rednote cites that the cause of this ban was harming national interests. So you've got Americans censoring one another out of fear of the crackdown because they don't want to get pushed off of the site. Do not bring that foolishness over here. Please act right. They're going to kick us out or something. One American user responded to another's sexual content. For years, Americans have panicked about China's insidious influence over American young people via TikTok, from stealing user data, promoting dangerous challenges, to pushing divisive political messaging, and encouraging tween and teen girls to post videos of themselves dancing. Senior leaders have accused the Chinese government of pushing smut on our youth via TikTok while presenting their own children with a totally different version of the app filled with positive messages, education videos, and pro-government propaganda. And that's all true. Like I said, the Chinese version of TikTok is totally different. It's a totally different beast. Now that President Trump has reportedly helped restore TikTok, the Rednote migration might prove short-lived. But after years of suffering, subtle psychological warfare waged against our youth in the form of TikTok, it's satisfying to see the Chinese get a taste of their own medicine. Yeah, it is kind of funny. So that's a funny thing. I remember seeing Rednote talked about when all the TikTok stuff was being pushed and kicked around, and it's like, are they going to really do it? Are they not going to do it? And I remember seeing that Rednote app get talked about because it was launching up to the top of the app stores. I don't know if it still is or not now, but it was for a time because they're all looking for a new place to go, and the interactions went about as much as I expected. I heard about this from somebody that they were going over there and pushing their views, and it wasn't going over very well, and it's just funny to see, man, because we're in their house now. So I totally expect them to have to filter out. I guess there already is a filter. So if you live in China and you don't want to deal with Americans, you can already filter them out of your feed. You won't see them. But they want to push it further and filter them completely to their own server, which I mean, I don't know how many people are using that app. That would be not very much interaction. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on all this. I'd like to hear from you. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.